we go.
Okay, good. We weren't streaming.
It was saying it was not. Yeah. So here we go. We're recording. And now I'm going ahead and setting up this streaming. I'm going to keep it on my personal Facebook page because that's what we offered for people. So here we go.
Yeah, let me check on my phone because usually you could check on your phone when you're live.
Yeah, we are live. We are live.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And see if I could check on your phone that we're live on your page. Because usually you'll see it very quick. Well, I'm not seeing it.
It's coming.
Can you check on yours?
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
Oh, now it's coming. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, I don't. Yeah. Let me check on your phone.
Okay. We are live.
Okay.
Welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for whoever happens to be watching this live, or if you're watching it later. We've had some technical glitches today. We're going to blame it on whatever's happening in the universe. But truly, I think that someone tried to hack my computer last night somehow, and it's kind of messed things up. So we've got it resolved. We've taken this live to my personal page because it wasn't linking to Realign to Thrive. No worries. We're 17 minutes late. No worries. We're just going to go with it. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Diana Lockett. I'm a realignment coach, and this is the program that I call Realign to Thrive with Facebook Live. Normally done in the group Realign to Thrive, but today being offered to you directly from this page. And I'm so excited to welcome my friend, Melissa Hendricks, who comes to us from Spain. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Melissa. She and I met over Facebook, and I've done a live on her program as well. And I just felt this immense connection and just synergy and sisterhood with Melissa when we met. She is a beautiful hypnotherapist, and she does spiritual hypnotherapy, where she helps people to release unwanted habits, to change lifestyles, to release things like weight that they've been holding on to. And I imagine it's physical, spiritual, energetic, and emotional. And she is also skilled at doing past life regressions. And so we started this live a couple of minutes ago and realized we weren't live. I'm going to come back and pick it up where we left off, which was, tell us, Melissa, about the kind of work that you do, what spiritual hypnotherapy means, and how you deliver it, what it means for you when you're working with clients. And welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you for having me. Yes, for me, it's been a journey because normally when you start out as a hypnotherapist, you use scripts because, you have to start somewhere. And gradually, you learn from your clients, also very important. And I started using my intuition. Yeah. So less scripts, really asking the clients, how can I help you? Um, and also making like a beautiful story, or you can call it you can call it hypnosis, or like a guided meditation, because a lot of people think that hypnosis is very scary. So sometimes I explain it's like a guided meditation. It's not scary at all. And I make a sort of metaphor around what they need at that moment. Say if they have they're very stressed. And I had someone yesterday, and I asked her, "What do you do when you're stressed?" She said, "I have such a problem with quieting my mind." And I told her, "So what is it that you love doing?" And she loves to play tennis. So if I would be working with her, that would be next week, I will just use that in a session to tell her, okay, you're playing a beautiful match, you're in your happy place, and go from there. Because yes, it's so different for everybody. I can't work with a script now. No, it's impossible.
And I love that because I mentioned to you earlier that I've worked with people who literally read word for word from the script. And I think that that's what we need to, what people need to do at the beginning, right? Even when I teach people in yoga teacher training programs, I say, use my words until you find your own. But eventually, as spiritual healers and, in a place where we're really being called forward to offer and deliver our gifts to people, we need to find our own unique expression and words. And otherwise, if we're with the script, it's kind of like when I tell my teacher trainers, if you put a mat down and you practice the whole time that you're teaching, you're teaching to your mat. You're not teaching to your group. You're not connecting with them. So I love that you are able to find the words yourself. You're honoring the tradition of it. You're honoring the teachings that were given to you, but you're finding your own way to connect with your intuition, your energy, to be able to relate to your client's energy. And that's such a beautiful gift for your clients. How long have
Yeah.
you been doing spiritual hypnotherapy?
Now it's nearly 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what kind of clients come to you? What are their needs when they come to you?
Yeah. Well, they come to me with problems with their weight. So that's what I'm doing also.
Mhm,
And spiritual minded people, quite spiritual minded people that believe they've had a past life.
mhm.
And I just love doing that because it's so fascinating.
Mm,
Yes, what comes out there is beautiful, and it really helps them because if they're missing some purpose in this life, right? And you see your other lives, you'll always be shown the lives that will help you in this life to evolve. And
mhm,
you'll be shown most of the time you'll be shown your talents in the other lives to help you in this life, because you bring so many gifts and talents from other lives in this life, not even maybe knowing. So it's so fascinating.
mm,
So yeah, I get these type of yeah, say different type of people that just want to lose weight, and they nothing's working, diets aren't working, of course. Diets don't work, of course. A lot of people have no idea. And yeah, people that are looking for more spiritual meaning in their life, and
mhm,
they're even stuck because they don't know what their purpose is.
mhm,
And the regression is really beautiful to do and to help them, because at
mhm,
the end of the session, first we do the past lives, and then at the end of the session, I ask 5 or 6 questions directly to the subconscious, and I ask the clients to write them down for me. That could be, what is my purpose in life now? Am I on the correct path? All these life questions, and I ask them at the end of the session to see what the subconscious says. Really powerful.
wonderful. So I want to just unpack a little bit of this because there's some languaging that I'm not sure if anybody or everybody listening will understand. So when you talk about subconscious and regressive, can you talk about what you mean by those two terms?
Okay. Well, the subconscious is the right part of your brain. It's the feminine part, it's the creative part. You could also call it your soul. It never sleeps. It's very powerful. 95% from your subconscious is ruled through your thoughts. So all of your thoughts are ruled by your subconscious. So it's so powerful. And we enter a beautiful calm state. And these states, I'll give you two examples. When you're in hypnosis, when you're in this calm state, for example, when you're driving to drop your children off to school, you drive this every day, and it's on how do you say that? How do you say it in English? Well, you drive this every day, and at that moment you're thinking about doing shopping and not realizing that you're already there. So you're on automatic pilot. Yeah,
Autopilot, autopilot.
autopilot. Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's like the same state, a relaxing, calm state. And another example would be if you're watching the television, you're really into looking at something that you're really loving at that moment, and your spouse or somebody else is asking you questions that you have no idea, were you talking to me? And then you're in this beautiful calm state. That's also the same state as being in hypnosis. So multiple times a day you can be in this state. So that's how I explain it to client, because a lot of clients think, oh, you're going to hypnotize me. No, no, it's not that. I'm not going to really hypnotize you. First, you would have to give me your consent, of course, and it's very safe. And yeah, it's just wonderful. You're still conscious.
And you're not going to make them do anything they don't want to do, right? Let's make that really
Exactly.
clear, is that you're not, see, maybe, I don't know, 22 years ago, I volunteered to go on stage with a hypnotist, and a hypnotist is different than hypnotherapy. He actually made me do things that I had no control over. Hypnotherapy is a gentle access or pathway to your subconscious to bring you back to that relaxed state and to try to sort of figure out where there are maybe have been crossed wires that have resulted in you creating patterns or habits today that are interfering with the joy and access to joy of your life today. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. And we try to give positive suggestions
Mhm.
because most of the time we're talking to ourselves quite negatively. We don't even realize it. So we try to, in every session, give positive suggestions.
Beautiful. And when you talk about regressive therapy, can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes, regressive. I'll give the example of the inner child, for example. Sometimes you have no idea uh, that you have feelings in you that you, for example, will be get very angry and you have no idea where it's just coming from. So we could regress you back, so bring you back to different stages of your childhood to see where this anger can be coming from. And your subconscious will show me. And then from there, we can't change the past, but we could really work with forgiveness, whatever what comes up that's needed, and to give you like closure to that, to move on.
Yeah. So you literally can start to help to rewire, release permanently some of the habits, beliefs, deeply unconscious. So meaning you're not even aware of them. They're stored in the body, in the unconscious or subconscious, and you help people to be able to feel better when they release that. Now, what
Yeah.
happens if someone comes to you and they're skeptical? They don't believe it's possible.
Yeah, then I don't think it's really possible because that's the
Yeah.
first thing. One of the first things I tell them: if you think that is not possible, then I can't help you. If you're not
Yeah.
open, yeah, if you're not open to let me help you, then it's
Yeah.
not possible. You have to be willing. It's to
Yeah.
say that I had someone to ask, just ask me like the other day for stop smoking, and I really, the first thing I said, you have to be really ready to want to stop smoking, otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But then that's with everything, right? If we
Yeah.
really want to do something, accomplish something, we need to be committed.
Yeah.
And I can give you the tools, right? But in the end, it's you that's going to do it,
Absolutely.
right?
So that's
Yeah.
similar to my Realign to Thrive program. When I coach people, it's like, I can help you to realign, but then I can't hold you there. You need to be willing to, what we call is like hold the pose, stay the course, notice when you move out, come back to alignment, notice when you move out, come back to alignment. Life isn't easy. And we are not here to fix people. We're here to help people to recognize and to give them a little bit of support to recognize where they've moved out of things and created habits and out of alignment where they're not feeling well in their life. If people were feeling great, they wouldn't need to have this support.
Yeah.
So there definitely needs to be that buy-in where the person is willing to say, you know what, I'm ready. And often that readiness comes from having hit something in your life that is just so uncomfortable, so unbearable. Like you've hit your rock bottom. It's like, I'm ready now. My hope
Yeah.
is that through the practices and the teachings and the skills that we deliver through the world, you and I and other people like us, is we can help people to dip into this work before they hit their rock bottom, and that we don't need to have a big soul slap to be able to create changes in our life. On a cognitive level, everybody knows that smoking is not good for you.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that obesity is not a healthy pattern for, for our life.
Yeah.
So all you need is like a willingness to say, I'm willing to consider. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm willing to consider it. Can we book a session? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I really need that commitment because otherwise, well, I think we're at this point that we will feel it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we will feel it. You will feel the energy. We're all energy, and
Yeah.
you feel if the client is not ready. And
Yeah.
I will really express it in a calm way. Are you sure? Because I'm feeling that there's something holding you back, or you'll just feel it, because we're here to help, but you really need that commitment. It's so important,
Yeah.
because yeah, it will not work, and then we'll be wasting each other's time, and that's not what we want, right?
Yeah. 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 And when you say 95% of the subconscious is expressed as thought, so many of those thoughts are not our thoughts. They were implanted, they're beliefs that have been given to us for years and years and years. And our
Yeah.
model of reality of the world is not necessarily our truth. It's just what we've been given. So doing hypnotherapy is a wonderful way to help to restructure some of those systems as well, right?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think, well, I, of course, I think not everybody has gone through trauma, but we all have had hard times. And I came across hypnotherapy, and it blew my mind, because we're not taught these things in school, right? That you are not your thoughts. You
Mhm.
think that you are your thoughts, but you're not your thoughts. And all
Nor
these
are
little,
you, nor are you your body, right? You think you're your body,
no,
but you're not your body. And
yes,
then the body and the thoughts get into this battle. And the reality of none of it's true. I mean, of course, we have a body and we have thoughts, but that's not who we are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and still, I think it's so powerful, because such a lot of people need to hear this. I have
Hmm.
no idea. As I did a post like last week. Now we know that 95% of the subconscious rules your thought, and
Yeah.
I just got reaction. Oh, thank you for that, because people don't even
Yeah.
realize that. If you see it and you read it and you see the numbers,
Yeah.
wow, what are you saying to yourself? Is it
Yeah.
positive or is it negative? And then the next step is being aware of that, and that's really powerful, because none of people are even aware
Yeah.
of this. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the thing is when people aren't aware, they're not checking in. They're in a place of unconsciousness, so they're not aware. That's the autopilot in life, and so you hopefully have an opportunity where you can wake up and say, "Oh, something doesn't feel really great, or aligned, or on purpose, or just generally well in my life. Okay, this is my reach out. This is my reach out to say, I think I need some help. I need to explore this. And that's when the work can start, right? We can't take
yeah,
anybody to this work. We can't force it on people. There has
no,
to be a willingness, a desire, and a longing to experience life in a different way. And I think what Melissa and I both really strongly believe is you can experience life differently. We do all have, shit that's come our way, and I do believe that everybody has trauma. That's just, there's big traumas and there's little traumas. And really,
yeah,
trauma is not what's happened to you. Trauma is how you experience what's happened to you. So it's how your nervous system, how your mind, how your body responds to an event. But the event itself is not the trauma. It's your experience to the event that creates trauma in your body. So hypnotherapy is an amazing way to be able to work through that, to recognize that. My protocol, Realign to Thrive, is also a big part of what I do is helping people to release trauma. Because how does trauma show up in your field, Melissa? When people come to you and they've got unresolved or undigested trauma, what is the expression or the projection of that from the person's perspective? Like, how do they show up in the world? What are they holding? How do you
mm,
know they have trauma? How do you know they have
yeah, yeah.
unresolved trauma?
They don't even realize it sometimes. So we need to really keep questioning.
Yeah.
Has a woman, she can't sleep, so she really is in this cycle already, thinking, oh,
Yeah.
I won't be able to sleep, and then you have insomnia, because you're already
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I go to bed
Yeah.
and I probably can't sleep, so there's a
Yeah.
negative thinking. But
Yeah.
there's an underlying thought of that. And I asked her more things about her life, and yeah, I asked all my clients two powerful questions. What do you love about your life? And it's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful what you hear.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you love about yourself? And
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't say anything that she loved about herself.
Mm.
And wow, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So we need to work on that, because it's so necessary. It's such a
Yeah.
hot topic now, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wow.
And
Yes.
that's all conditioning. That's all conditionings. That's where, that little child inside of you didn't get what they needed. And so the message they got was that they're not enough, they're not worthy, they're not lovable, like all the not enoughs. And so I'm so grateful for everybody that contributes to this work to try to make a difference, to help people to really see the value of who they are. One of the things that I call myself is a love architect, because I help people fall in love with themselves.
Oh,
And
beautiful. Yeah.
I don't do it through hypnotherapy. I do it through meditation. I do it through shadow work. I do it through like replanning, restructuring the nervous system. And what the work that I do is, if people come to me and they're holding tension, the tension is the nervous system that's been kinked and unable to access that love for themselves. And it's kinked by people in your environment. So those are the traumas, big traumas, little traumas, that kink the nervous system, shut us down. And what happens is we start running tension. And tension has to be expressed somehow. So it could be expressed as sleeplessness. It could be expressed as smoking. It could be expressed as eating. It could be expressed as projecting emotional ranges onto other people. But tension is the body expression. Oh, tension also can express as anxiety. That's a big one. It's the body holding on to something that needs to be
Yes, that
addressed
needs to be.
and loved
Yeah.
and supported. And this is where hypnotherapy can let you go into that unconscious tension that you're not even aware that you're holding, because it's coming out in a different
Yeah.
way. It doesn't come out as like this
Yeah.
necessarily a vibrational movement inside you. It could be coming out as eating. It could be coming out as smoking. It could be coming out as drinking. It could be coming out as numbing out, in many different forms. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I just love speaking to people about that, because then they are not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic. So if people want to reach you, Melissa, how would they reach you? What is the best way to reach you?
Yeah, the best way to reach me is really on Facebook. I'm more on Facebook, so my normal page, I'm on there, so just Melissa Hendricks, and I have a business page that's Melissa Hendricks Hypnotherapy and the EFT. I could leave it
Okay.
in the feed, and
Yeah,
I'm on
we'll put it in the
Instagram, so I could
comments.
leave it on there. Yeah,
Perfect. And
yeah,
you work with people all
yeah,
over the world, and you work virtually,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Virtually, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting someone here in Spain with COVID. He's coming. I'm so happy to get a client now face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing that. It's nice to do it online, but face to face, wow.
Are you back to face or not? Are you able to see
Yeah,
clients
she's
live?
coming to see me.
Yeah.
She's coming to
Okay.
see me. Yeah, yeah. Because
Okay.
I really thought I cannot work with a mask on, because I need to speak to you, obviously, with hypnotherapy. And
Yeah.
she's fine with it, and it's okay. Yeah, we can do it. So fantastic.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
really happy for you. We're just
Oh
moving
wow.
into what they call the gray zone on Monday, which
Oh.
is not live sessions. And I don't know
Oh.
about you, but I'm really missing being live in connection with people. And so I really thank you for coming on and having this conversation, because for me, it fills me up. It makes me feel connected. It makes me feel so joyful that I get to have this time with you. And so we'll put into the comments, we'll put into the comments section of this video, we'll put in Melissa's contact information. Is there anything else that you want to share before we say goodbye, Melissa?
Well, have a great weekend, everybody, and thank you so much for having me. Yes.
Thank you,
So much.
thank you, thank you. All right, we'll see you next week, everybody who's watching. And Melissa, stay well and have a lovely weekend.